Right? So let me ask you guys, and I'll start off with you, Bueller. Where is the SOMALINIMO in this? What happened to sticking together? You hear that Jewish people do it, Adam people, you name it. Like there's so many different ethnic backgrounds that stick together, you know what I mean, and help each other out, brothers and sisters. What happened to the SOMALINIMO in this story?
It's pretty much non-existent in this one. Usually, I guess you see the most displays of SOMALINIMO when it comes to, financial like trades of goods and services or marriage and stuff like that. That's what really shines through. But this one right here is like, I don't know, man. There needed to be a little more SOMALINIMO in that, because even a trader, this is not a trader. This person, whoever did that, like leaked it to Fox News.
Yeah,
is a traitor. They say treason doth never prosper. For if it does, no one would ever call it treason. That means even a traitor has a reason. So they want to see a regime shift, something. This has no gains whatsoever.
Right.
While pure has in the you know what I mean?
Right.
There's like it's
Kareem, what do you think? What is, first of all, SOMALINIMO? What is that to you personally? What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it's sticking together because we have a common bond, right? Whether it's our ethnicity, our cultural background, right? Mm-hmm. In this case, personally, again, it's all speculation. I don't think the Abdi Johnson guy from SomaliNet leaked it. I personally Somali Spot, whatever. Sorry, I don't think he posted it because, like you said, that place and internet forums like that, degenerates usually go, and I feel like the sort of degenerate that's there wouldn't go one step further and go to the courthouse in Minneapolis or Minnesota and get the legal documents. So I think the person that's some professional help. So again, it's a different sect of people, and even beyond that, when we talk about SOMALINIMO, like there's a lot of people experiencing the community, people like talking gossip and stuff like that.
Right.
That's one thing, but to go beyond that and to strip somebody of something they achieve, I feel like that's an extension that I don't see a lot of. Like you'll see people talk shit about each other, but it's just words. But now you're taking an action that you're stripping something. To me, that's
I've seen that.
Have you seen?
Numerous. That's like pretty common. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I also want to say that Somali Spot now Somali Spot doesn't all have. I have to correct myself. Doesn't all have degenerates. Like I have to say that I've been on it. We did a segment called Ask Queen Book. Shout out to them. But there are some really good people on there that defended Ilhan Omar, and I get it. But there's also a lot of negative people that weren't there for it.
Right. The only thing of SOMALINIMO, to me, you see it a lot more in the low times, right? When somebody's in the gutter, whether it be financially or spiritually or health-wise, there as a community, we boost the person up. But what you don't see in the opposite end, you see a lot of that crab mentality. When somebody's at the top and achieving things, we try to pull them back.
If you take a group of crabs and put them in a barrel or bucket, something very interesting happens. Now, individually on their own, each one of these crabs can claw their way out of this barrel or bucket and go off back into the water. However, if even one of these crabs tries to find its way out of this barrel or bucket, the rest of the crabs will gang up on this one and start tugging it down. Now, if this crab still persists, the other crabs will gang up and break its arms. And at that point, if it still continues to persist and tries to get out of this barrel or bucket, the crabs will kill him.
We try to pull them back, but so there is that sense of community at the bottom when people are struggling and they need that help. You see that very common, but you don't necessarily see it sometimes on the opposite end of the scale, and I think this story is an example of that.
When the climb begins, before you get a chance to run.
So it's good that you're climbing up, but not too far up. Not enough for you to like almost surpass that person, right?
But so the sense of community is there because you see it when people are struggling. So there is that sense of community. We support each other, but there's something about when somebody's trying to escape the social economic class that they're in and they're trying to prosper, you don't see that same support. So why is it in the bad times but not in the good times?
Yeah. All right. Samatar, Larry, I'll give it to you both. Does it even exist? Does SOMALINIMO, does it exist?
Yo, of course it exists. Every time I buy some food at Mushkaki, man. Hala Mushkaki,
Yeah, it's delicious.
Coming out there, I'm going every time I go. I always go to these Somali restaurants and buy, clothing and whatever, support the local businesses. So yeah, for sure. Just look around you. Look at how Somali people are. You're gonna ask about SOMALINIMO, just look at Somali people. So if we're doing good, SOMALINIMO's there, man.
Yeah. Larry,
SOMALINIMO.
Does it even exist, man?
Depends where you're at and which region the Somalis are in.
Okay.
So
talk to me.
For me, for example, I'm going in about a month from now. I'm going to Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia.
Mashallah.
I'm really interested in going to see what's going on there around the Somalis. I hear a lot of good things about entrepreneurs that are doing things out there. I myself, I'm a small business owner.
Okay.
I've seen the whole issue of unemployment, and you have to make your own you have to bet on yourself.
Right.
SOMALINIMO is different where you are in the world.
Okay.
SOMALINIMO in Uganda,
Yeah.
Somalis in Uganda are just like the Ismailis in Uganda.
Got it.
Where they call the Somalis there, they're like the Jews of Africa. Right? They stick together. They have money. They create opportunities. They create jobs for people that are in the Somali community, right? The richest Somali woman in Africa is actually there, Amina Hirsi, worth about $200 million.
Whoa.
Now, these girls are watching, Beyonce and stuff like that. They don't know her name. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you're talking about, whatever. Now I don't know fucking
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
besides the point is, you go to Malaysia, SOMALINIMO in Malaysia, you have people going there strictly for school. They're not going there taking dire strides. There is
That's
no... Malaysia's gonna tell you, what are you talking about, big boy? Get outside.
Great accent.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no, we're gonna figure this out. No.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
So since you said that, do you think the hate is...
The Somali brand globally
Yeah.
sucks. It's at an all-time low,
Right.
which is great. Everything in Somalia right now is underpriced. Everything is underutilized. It's trading very low, which is
Right.
a great opportunity
Right.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's where you are within SOMALINIMO. When you're in a place like 60B and there's so many people.
B.
Who cares? So you're in there.
Got it.
And it's just like Dixon.
Yeah.
And it's just like all these same neighborhoods where people are there for so long. SOMALINIMO there, it's
Doesn't
sad.
exist.
It will not exist.
Okay.
There is no brand for Somalis
Yeah.
there. The only brand is desolation and no opportunity.
Yeah.
So in that area, 60B, there's 60% unemployment. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Why in Kanswata?
Got it.
So مش معك صباحية.
Yeah. Hate.
حاسدنمو
Hasanimo. It goes back to that.
It all ties into
Yeah.
being broke.
So, thank you for that. Ladies, let me ask you, right? Do you think this whole situation came about because Ilhan is a female candidate? Do you think this shadiness would have came about if she was a male candidate?
Oh, yes.
No.
No?
I just think that whoever did it to be shady. If it was a guy, they would have done the same thing too. I think the other reason why the other guy probably suspended his campaign is he realized he had skeletons in the closet too.
Yeah.
And didn't want to pursue it because his must have been really bad. So something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that she's a girl has nothing really to do with it. I just think the fact that people are jealous. And like he said, it's just the concentration numbers, right? If we were to go to somewhere, and I, as a Somali person, if I see other Somali people, they're going to embrace me because we're low in numbers. But with the high concentration in North America being so many people, the competition is there. Right?
Okay, so if they embrace you because you're Somali, right? Would they embrace you the same way if you were doing it big? If you suddenly turn out to be the Beyonce of Somalia, right? Are they going to still be like, yeah, Ilhan, yeah, Iman, or are they going to? Is there going to be a higher percentage of people going, you know what? I'm taking her down because I don't have that blessing. I want that for
A lot of
myself.
people are like that. So some people are okay to help you as long as you're not doing better than them, right?
That's what I'm talking
That's the whole
about.
thing. Like you can do well, just don't do too well. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
You have to see situations when we are like Kareem was saying, so if there's a situation tomorrow, if I was to get shot and 50 Somali people saw it, would they go and say, this is the person who shot her? Or would they keep quiet? Majority of times, they keep quiet, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not something that concerns them. But if it's something that they're jealous of,
Yeah.
if they see your success and wish, oh my God, like I'm not doing that. So instead of going out and doing it themselves, they just shit on you. And also, she should have never ran if that was true. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's true, but
Allegedly. Yeah.
But she shouldn't. I wouldn't have ran if I knew I had those kind of skeletons in my closet.
Right.
But nobody's
I wouldn't
expecting
have
that, right? Like I think it came. I don't think she
Just
expected
know,
that
though.
level of hasidnimo coming from that direction.
But even her.
But let me ask you something. Would you have run? Like, let's
I have run?
allegedly. Let's just say it is true. Would you know? And we're talking about we all have skeletons in our closet. You know what I mean? Right? Cream, you cleaned out
away
your
from
closet,
Dave.
right? It's spring cleaning. saying. But let's just say you had a little shit in your backyard, right? Would you have run? Kaltuna, I'll give you that.
No, absolutely not. Because, like, first of all, she's in policy, lawmaking, all of that stuff.
Right.
Right. And it's very easy to obtain records about like divorce papers and wedding and marriages in the States, at least. Right.
Right.
So you're going into government thinking that people aren't gonna dig up, things on you. And then also she's of the Democratic Party, right? So there's a right-wing agenda going on where they want to take her down. So she's Muslim, which is against all the beliefs of Republicans.
Yeah.
She's dark, she's black.
Yeah. And she's female.
What else? And you know what? She's actually wearing her hijab. So I feel like that's a threat to them, right? And overall, I think this is like a reenactment of like what's happening in Somalia right now in terms of government as well.
Right.
Wow.
Right? Like the fact that like, I think it's mostly qabil. That's my opinion. I think it's because of her qabil. I don't think it matters that if she was Somali, if she was wearing hijab, if she's not, if she was Muslim and Somali and Christian, I don't think that even would have mattered. The fact that she is a different qabil than what everybody else is a threat to the Somali community.
So that was my next question. Thank you for bringing that up. And I'm going to throw it at you guys, whoever wants to take it. Do you think that tribalism was one of the main factors of this, her somebody trying to bring her down?
But did she have majority votes,
I have no idea about
that. Makes
that.
sense.
Go ahead, Larry. Yeah.
What do broke people do?
What do you mean?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.